Hey there, it's Chris with Realty One Group Prosper, and I'm going to give you an update on what's going on in Whispering Hollow in Buda. Um, that's a neighborhood, one of the neighborhoods that I like to focus on. And so we have three houses that are on the market currently. That's where the map where they are, if you're familiar with the area. Um, one's at 680 Middle Creek, 141 Wildcat Drive, and 180 Tree Haven. You can see that the square footage is 21, just about 28, and just under 3,000 respectively. So the ones I just listed at 515, 550, and 585. So a common question is if you live in Whispering Hollow and you're thinking about selling, you're looking at these prices and saying like, well, are they priced well? Like, wow, these houses are listed. I can sell mine for this. Are these good prices? An easy way to tell is just to go look at the houses that have sold in the area. So I did a search for the last 200 days. These are all the houses that sold through the MLS, so with realtors. And you can see these are sorted by square footage. You know, that one that we were looking at, 2,100 square feet, way back in July, that was listed for 375. So same type of house, might even be on the same street. Let's go look at it again. It was on Middle Creek, so what? No, it was not on the same street. That house was listed for 375 back in July. It got 440. So back in May, June, July, you probably already know this. The market was absolutely crazy. Houses were going. There was a lot of what a lot of people like to call it getting it into a bidding war. It really wasn't much of bidding wars. It was panic bidding. So you had houses that went on the market in 3 days or less. You would have people panic bidding. So they're not putting in a bid and then somebody else is putting in a bid and then they're putting in a higher bid. It was everybody's putting in their best offer all at once. And these offers, people were getting desperate because they were losing houses left and right. They're willing to go over, you know, $40,000, $50,000. I had a couple houses that went $100,000 over listing price. So that was happening in Whisper Hollow as well. So this one, 375, went for 440. That was in July. Okay, 440, and this is when the market is super hot. This other house is listed at 515, and everybody is really trying to get on this gravy train. They're trying to push value as much as possible. Is it a good idea? Well, we'll look at that in a second. So and these other houses I think we're in the 2,500 square foot range. Those were selling, 425, listed 425, selling for 500. I know that one that we were just talking about that's currently on the market, that's at the 550 range. That one does have a pool. I'm not sure if any of these have pools. Let's go ahead and narrow that down and see if any of them have pools. Nope. So none of these houses have pools. Pools will generally bring your value up about anywhere from $25,000 to $40,000 depending on the pool. I know that it costs $100,000 to put a pool in, $80,000 to put a pool in. You don't get back what you put in. But in this market, does make your house a lot more desirable. And back in May and June and July, you were seeing a lot of overbidding, especially on houses that have pools. Because people were looking at these houses thinking like, okay, well, I'll just put, I'm gonna have to spend this much. To buy this other house, I'm gonna have to put a pool in. I'm gonna have to spend $80,000 anyway. So I'll just overbid this house that already has the pool, that amount, and then my pool is already done. So that's where you had a lot of that going on. So let's look at the close dates. So you can see back in July and August that the closed days on the market were still very small. This one's a little bit higher. We'd have to look at that one specifically to see. That one went for exactly what it was listed for. So there might be an issue with that house. I don't know. Sorry, my ear is itchy. But so, but now there's a big gap here. Usually September is not a month where you see a lot of houses go on the market because people are getting back to school. It's the end of summer. People are changing jobs, all sorts of different reasons. Um, but September, August and September are typically, you see a big gap here of no houses on the market. Now, it's starting to pick up again, but you still have this house um, that was on the market for 12 days. So going back to, and this one went under listing price. So that's the first one that I see, I think, on this entire list that went under listing. I mean, this one went for listing, but all these other ones went over listing. A couple went for exactly listing, but you have a bunch that, especially back in May, June, July, then we're going for $75,000 over, $50,000 over. That looks like that is probably over. You may be able to get a little bit over listing price if you list low or at market value. These particular houses that are on the market right now are really, really pushing value. Value. This one's at, you have one at 515, 550, and 585. No houses have been listed this high. Some people have gotten overbidding when you had the panic bidding going on, but these houses are really, really listed high. And you can tell that they're listed pretty high by looking on the days on the market. In this market, houses should be going, as we said, the average was 4 days. The high one was at 12 days. Now, these houses have been on the market for 38 days and 42 days. So this is not rocket science. If a house is on the market for longer than the average house is going for, there's only one reason, and that reason is it is overpriced. There are a lot of reasons why it could be overpriced. You could have foundation issue. You could have a lot of work that needs to be done. It could be really old-fashioned needs. But in Whispering Hollow, these houses are fairly new. They've all been around they haven't been around, for that long. So they're not like 1970 houses or anything like that. These houses are fairly modern kitchens and things like that. So if they've been on the market that long, they're probably overpriced. And in my opinion, if I was bringing somebody to these houses, I think that these houses are overpriced. And because the market is slowing down a lot, I would suspect that you will see these houses lower their prices pretty soon, I would think. Sometimes you have a seller that's stubborn and wants to keep it where it is. There's really nowhere to go but down. You're not going to get somebody, if a house has been on the market for 45 days, you're not going to have somebody come in and overbid it. It's just not going to happen. They're going to underbid it by a lot, and you're going to get more and more and more offers for way under asking. A smarter strategy might have been to put this at 475, 450 maybe, and see if you can get like a slight overbid, because people are still overbidding, but they're just not. It's not this panic bidding with the 75 over and the 100,000 over. So I know people get the dollar signs in their eyes, and that's what they want. Oh my God, I can get so much for my house. But you got to be realistic and you be smart about it. If you price it lower, you're probably going to get more than if you price it higher and have to bring it down. So I'll keep an eye on these particular houses, and I'll do another update. And we'll probably next week. We'll see if these houses are selling or what the deal is. But if you need any help looking in Whispering Hollow or anywhere else in Buda Kyle area, give me a call, 512-589-2979. You can text me as well. Thanks. Have a good day.